How's everyone doing on this Saturday morning? Cold, breezy weather. Very cold. Well, I'm actually very warm. Yeah, so let's get to it. Yeah, so let's take you to Wednesday. I was watching the United match, and it was a good start by PSG to the game. They went ahead after 6 minutes through Neymar. Then we equalised. Watcher took a shot, took a deflection, but it was still Watcher goal because it was on target. Yeah, and it was 1-1 half time. Solskjaer should have taken off Fred off because he was on the booking. Yeah, but he didn't. And then let's get to the second half. Yeah, so we were actually the better team in the second half. Martial missed a sitter, and Cavani did everything right. Par from the crossbar. Yeah, so it was very unlucky by Cavani. And once we didn't take our chances, and then PSG went back in front 2-1. Then from the kick-off in a matter of seconds, Fred got his second yellow card, and he was sent off. Yeah, and fortunately he was complaining, but you can't have no complaints with the second yellow card. Only your first incident. To be fair, I think Fred was lucky to stay on the pitch that long because he should have been sent off in the first place. He headbutted your man and the referee gave him a yellow card. That was his first booking. Yeah, then PSG got the third goal. We were looking to score. Then they broke us in the counter attack, and they beat us. They beat us 3-1 on Wednesday. So well done PSG. Even though they weren't a great team on the night. PSG. I was very disappointed with them. I don't think they're that good. They took their chances and we didn't. That was the difference on Wednesday. Yeah, and shocking news in my fancy team on Wednesday. Of course, Mane didn't do well for me as captain, so I changed it to Haaland. And guess what happened? Haaland didn't even play. I only just found out when the highlights he had a muscle injury, and of course as I said, I played my wild card as well. It's not quite 100 points not quite 100 points. I have to set with 69. I would I take it. Could have been a lot worse, but I would take 69 and move on to game week 6 next week, which I might talk about next week. So who else? I did watch the whole of the Dundalk match on Thursday because I was actually mostly asleep. Yeah, once when they got the third goal, I switched the channel over. So I was watching I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. I think that's what I was watching. Yeah. Yeah, and of course, I think it was just before 10 to 5 to midnight last night. I made my transfer. I got rid of Watkins, and I got Danny Welbeck in. Yeah, because he's 5.5 million, and Welbeck has been playing well recently. The last 2 matches for Brighton. A goal against Villa, and he got the assist against. Well, because he won the penalty for Brighton last weekend, and he's a regular starter now for Brighton. That's if he doesn't get injured, which I would not be happy to see, because he's kind of injury prone. But hopefully he would do well for me this Monday against Southampton. Of course, I think I'm gonna have Bruno Fernandes as captain this week. I was gonna put it on Sterling, but he might not start. And my vice captain is Vardy. Yeah, so Sterling might not start. Just in case, because City have a big squad. Who else? Una, how are you keeping? Are you well? Dad, miss you, man. Not seeing you. Of course, in the darts. Of course, it's been a bad time. Hey, boss. Hands up. Yeah, so how are you getting on in your fancy this season, Kane? Jay. John Golding 23. Long time no see, pal. Oh, this Solskjaer's getting in my head. No, I'm going to move on with that. Hey, so how are you keeping? Are you well? Robin McLaughlin, how are you keeping? Welcome to the live stream. Yeah, so of course, there's only 9 games this weekend, because last night's game was called off. Of course, the early kickoff is Burnley against Everton. I think that would be a close game. And the 3 o'clock kickoff is City and Fulham. I don't think it'd be 5-0 like last week. I think it could be 3-0 or 3-1 City. Because Fulham, they haven't conceded that many away goals since the first away game and the second game away at Leeds, when they conceded 4. Check. Simon, how are you keeping, pal? You good? Yeah, so what else? The 5:30 kickoff is West Ham against Man United. Of course, I have I have 2 players in that game, because I have Souček as well. I actually put him on the bench, but he'd be coming off my bench because I can't see Villa and Newcastle playing during the week. Yeah, so that could happen. Yeah, so I have 2 players in that match at the London Stadium. Souček for West Ham and Bruno Fernandes for United. To be fair, the last 3 visits we haven't done well at the London Stadium. 0-0, 3-1, and last season 2-0 West Ham. To be fair, we didn't even beat West Ham last season. last season, to be honest with you. The last time they met was 1-1 at Old Trafford. Yeah, so you never know. You never know what we're like. You never know what West Ham are like. Fortunately, I can't watch it. Yeah, it's disappointing. Yeah, yeah, and the other game, Chelsea against Leeds. You would have to say Chelsea would beat Leeds because Chelsea are not conceding many goals. You would have to say Chelsea would between 1 and 2-0. Yeah. Yeah, and tomorrow's game, I think the early kickoff is West Brom and Crystal Palace. Could be a tight enough game. West Brom are coming into a little bit of form. After, I think they got their first, was it their first win? I think it was their first win back the Premier League last weekend. Palace are, their confidence has gone down the last 2 matches, something like that. Conceded those 2 late goals against Newcastle eight days ago. Yeah, and who else is playing? Of course, the other one is Sheffield United against Leicester. You would have to say Leicester would be Sheffield United because even though Sheffield United are not conceding many goals, they're not scoring. That's the problem that the Blades have. They're not scoring goals. Yeah, so I would go for a 2-0 Leicester win. Sorry, Blades. Yeah, so who else? Eric, how are you keeping? Are you well? Good morning to you, wherever you are, Dublin or Poland. Yeah, so who else? Oh God, the North London derby, Tottenham against Arsenal. You would have to say a Tottenham win because Arsenal have been very disappointed this season. They're not scoring goals at all, which is very unlike Arsenal. But Aubameyang's been disappointing for them. Who else? Lacazette, he's not really being disappointed. Sometimes he just doesn't get that many opportunities when he doesn't start. That's a problem that Arsenal have. His performances. And the last game tomorrow evening is Liverpool against Wolves. It was a great win for Wolves last Sunday, beating Arsenal away 2-1. But to be fair, Wolves are not scoring that many goals either. And Liverpool, even though they have a lot of injuries in defence, of course, Liverpool still don't have no, what do you call it? That keeper. Oh Jesus! Yeah, he their number 1 choice keeper. He's out for the next 2 or 3 games. I think he had a hamstring injury, something like that. Yeah, so that Irish keeper from Cork will be making his debut in the Premier League tomorrow, which he actually did very well midweek. He had a great game. Yeah, and there's one game on Monday night. That's Brighton and Southampton. It's kind of a derby match because they're not too far from each other, I don't think. This is a tight game, but to be fair, Brighton, since they come to the Premier League, they haven't beaten Southampton at all. I think they've only picked up about 2 or 3 points. They've only picked 1 point against them at home. That was their first year in the Premier League. Yeah, so I would love to see Brighton win, because I actually have 2 players for Brighton. Lamptey is back from suspension. Big boost for Brighton. Very quick, very fast. Yeah, and last night Bournemouth went top of the championship. They beat Barnsley away 4-0 last night, which was actually an early kickoff, would you believe, on the Friday. 5:30 kickoff in Yorkshire. Yeah. And Bournemouth, and that's actually very tight in that division. Well, it always is. Very tight every year in that championship. And of course, let's take you to next season's League of Ireland. Waterford FC may not have a licence next season. They've lost a couple of players. They've actually lost two players to St. Pat's. Brian Murphy and former Rovers player Sam Bone has gone to St. Pat's. It's a good signing by St. Pat's. Yeah, and who else? Shels have made a lot of signings already going into next season, even though they're not in the Premier Division, they're in the First Division. Yeah, and Dane Massey after the game tomorrow. He may not play his last match for Dundalk tomorrow, because after the cup final he's going to Shells on Monday. Yeah. Yeah, so he's going to drop a division down to the First Division. And of course, in that same division, the First Division, Galway United are full time now, which is good. So it's actually going to be a tight First Division next season. I think Shells, even though they're not full time, they would be slightly favourites for promotion. Maybe Galway could be second favourites. Probably Bray. UCD, you just never know. I think they're going to lose their top goal scorer. I think he's going to go to Bohemians. I forget his name now. He had a very good season. Yeah, and who else? Dundalk FC are in big trouble, because loads of players are out of contract. I think there's about 16 or 17 players out of contract for Dundalk. Yeah, well, not all of them are going to go to Rovers. I'd be happy if 3 or 4 go to Rovers. I would take Chris Shields. Who else would I take? I would gladly have Sean Gannon back at the club, because Joey O'Brien, he's not going to play every game next season, so he could have backup. Yeah, who else would I get? Oh, it's a tough one. Sean Hoare. I would gladly take him. Very strong. He's very good at defence. Who else would I take? I'd be happy to take Brian Gartlett. He's also another good defender. Very strong in the box. He can get you a lot of goals. I'd be happy with 4 Dundalk players. So, cause we want to do well in the Champions League next season, and I'd be happy to get one or two strikers, which that will settle me. Yeah, so check who else is. It's not that many this morning. Yeah. So how many minutes have we been on now? I can't remember. Yeah. So what else is going to happen during the week? Course, Christmas is in another 20 days. What are you people doing for Christmas? Even though this year you can't go into nightclubs, it'd be the first time that bars won't be open. Probably for the first time in history. In my lifetime now. Yeah. And hopefully next year it will be a better year for all of us. Yeah, so and of course I want to apologise about the Darts World Championship draw. It wasn't a 9:30 at night. Thursday night. It was actually 9:30 Thursday morning. God, which I didn't know. Yeah, so it is what it is. Who do you think who's going to win the Darts World Championship in 2021? I think it's a tight one to call this year. Probably in history. I say they could be about 13 or 14 players that could win the World Championship this year. You got like Van Gern, who wants his title back. You got Peter Wright, the current world champion. You got Nathan Aspinall, who's been in the last 2 times the world. Yes, who else? Who else is up there? Oh God, trying to think. Rob Cross, I don't think he will win it again. No chance. Who else? God, there's so many. Maybe Jose de Sousa. He's had a good year. Maybe he could have a good run. And the guy that Wayman Van Barneveld was talking about 2 years ago. That the guy from Belgium. I think Dimitri Van den Berg could have a good run. He could get all the way. He's young. You got Adrian Lewis, but I don't think Adrian Lewis is not going to win another world championship. He's not the same anymore. The machine, James Wade. He's kind of not the same, but he is improving. He's starting to come back to the James Wade that we know. Yeah. Another one, Simon Whitlock. He hasn't had a bad year. I think he beat Van Gern twice this year. The match play, and he beat him in the Grand Slam this year. So Simon Whitlock, I don't think he will win it, but he's a hard player to beat on his day. Yeah, and then number 10, Gary Anderson. No way. He's getting too many back pains, knees. There's no way. I think Gary Anderson is finished. Great player, but he's been picking up so many injuries the last few years. No. Number 11, if I can think. If I could think now. Oh God, there's so many. Glenn Durant, current Premier League champion, but since then, of course he actually had COVID, and he did perform in the Grand Slam of darts. He didn't play in a Players Championship. Couple days gone. So he would have time to prepare. So don't count your money on Glenn Durant winning the World Championship as well. And who else? Chris Dobie is another one. Yeah, I think he could do well. I don't think he will win it. He could do well. Dave Chisnell. Since he's moved to Harrows, he has proved. But the only problem for Chisnell is he doesn't win televised tournaments. That's the problem with Chizzy. Great dart player. Credible 180 score. And of course, finally, the Diamond in Rye. Yeah, another good dart player, but the only problem is for Ian Rye, he doesn't win televised tournaments. Great dart player. But they don't show what they call it, their talent onto the big stage on live cameras and the TVs. Yeah, who else? Shauna, how are you keeping this morning? Are you well? Yeah. So I better love you and leave you. Have a good weekend, and stay safe. Oh, it's true. It's damn true. Bye bye.